So, the HorseShitBot is getting real. I've been printing the last few days and I have a bunch of prints down here. That's the box. With some electronics, some standard parts, but a lot of printed parts. So let's take the custom stuff out for now. And these are all the parts. And I wanted to just spread them out to see if that looks like what we want to have for the HorseShitBot. So here we are. So that is the outline of the HorseShitBot. At this point and at this point up there we will have some sheet metal, so we don't need a printed part. But for the rest we have the whole frame spacer parts, which was the part I dedicated my printer to. There's more parts that have been printed from my partner company, which I will see when I go there. Now the question is, do I have the whole thing for the other side too? Let's check. I have both sides, and so just so you understand, I will have one of these and left and right will be a sheet metal. So these will be two sandwich sidewalls which contain all the belts and stuff. That's one thing, but these two sandwich sidewalls will be very stiff and very easy to produce because it's a combination of laser cut sheet metal and 3D printing. And so we will have two very strong and rigid sidewalls to build the base of the HorseShitBot. Okay, so we are ready to go. Let's put it all back into the box. Last but not least, the electronics and small parts, some of the right screws I want to screw into the thermoplast, and we are ready to go. I'm on the way to Odan, the company that helps me build the HorseShitBot. I have my printed parts in the back. I have to be careful about traffic, but just wanted to take you with on that ride, especially because we are in the beautiful Zürich Oberland, the highlands behind Zurich, and I'll show you how beautiful this part of Switzerland is. Okay, yeah, we have traffic jams, happens. So now we're out of the traffic jam, leaving one nice little Swiss village, and on the way to the other one we'll have a bit of beautiful landscape, but luckily it's just a 10-minute drive right now. Now look at this, with the Alps in the background. Here on my left we have a beautiful little lake. It's absolutely beautiful, especially with the snow. We are approaching our destination. Here the navigation tells me there's 2 minutes left. This is the beautiful village of Mönch-Altdorf in the Zurich highlands behind Zurich. Now we have crossed the village and we get into the industrial zone out there. Oh, but I have to be careful. I'm still inside the village and I was slightly above the speed limit, and they have speed traps everywhere in Switzerland and they cost a fortune if you get caught. So, navigation system tells me that the that it is about over there. But, oh, that's a speed trap. Wow, that was, I was lucky to see it. I mentioned the speed traps and suddenly there is one. It's a bit difficult to find actually. First time I came here, I didn't find them. Here we are. Oh, they even put up a big logo up there. This is where we want to go. Okay, let's go. Box full of parts. Hold on. That's where we want to go. We are. So here we have some offices, but we want to go further. Changing lockers, we don't care. Break room, we don't care either. Ah, the big factory. Oh, parts, belts. Look at this. That looks cool. Let's assemble stuff. Now for all the parts where I have a left and a right one, I have to figure out which one is the right one, the good one. Maybe just take everything out here. That one I know is symmetrical, that goes on both sides. That one goes here. That one goes here. Looks good. Let's add some screws. Perfect. Here we are, one side wall. That's the outside, where down here comes the track. That is one track wheel, that's one track wheel here. And that's the inside with the rail for the shovel going up and down. Let me grab the shovel. So the shovel goes in like this. And now, yeah, we have some collisions. We have some places where it sticks a bit. But so that's basically the idea. So the shovel will be down here to pick up the shit. Then it will move up, all the way up. And here at the end, it will fall to the back, move to the back to throw it back into the silo. One of the common challenges when you get out of the virtual world, the CAD system, where you can cut everywhere, you can move through stuff, and you come to the point where you're assembling things, suddenly you realize, oh wait, how do I get access from this side to tighten this bolt, or how do I insert this? And yeah, even with a decade of experience, usually there's one or two nasty surprises coming up when I am assembling stuff. But yeah, we'll handle it somehow. And no, it's great seeing it come together, and I'm pretty sure we will get at least a rough assembly done today to see how the whole thing looks assembled. So most people went home. It starts getting quiet in here. It's a real factory hall. I like it. I like it really much. I'm still, at some point I will move out of my basement into a real space like here. Look, up here they have an upper floor CNC machine and lots of stuff. But let's go to the robot. So down here. So it's now, that's one side plus the middle part, right? So it's lying on the side at the moment. The other side is up there. And so let me explain a bit what I plan to do here. So this here is just shovel, right? And so this is the lower position of the shovel, and this is the brush that we will have. So we will be able to brush debris or shit or horse shit or whatever onto the shovel with this brush here. And then this shovel will move all the way up until this position, where we hope that then it falls down into this silo. And yeah, the silo has a door which is not in at the moment, but which will be added, and then you can open the silo door and everything falls out in the back. But most things fit together, and once you bolt it together, it seems pretty rigid, so I'm pretty happy about this for sure. Here we see the drive for the motor to make the whole thing crawl around. This is the rail for the shovel. This will be the pinion that drives the brush. Here you see the tracks. So we have pretty wide tracks, 150 millimeters, but we made them with standard belts, so it's cheap to get them with the two motors. And we have another track right here. As you see, we use skateboard wheels to support the whole thing. This is the idler wheel, this is the drive wheel. So that is one track assembly that then comes together, that will then go on the side of this one. And as you can see, we have strong handles on top, so this one goes up here. And so we have handles on all four corners if you want to lift it around. Yeah, I mean, there is one or two holes missing here and there, but that's just details. We'll get there for sure. I'm so pumped. I want to see that thing move around, but that might take another week of corrections and assembly. For me, the big question will be, how powerful is this motor and how well will it work to move the whole thing, right? Because it's driving the belt. We have two of these. I'm a big fan of these. They are stepper servos. They are very affordable and they seem pretty useful. But yeah, we have to see if they have enough power or if we have to rethink the whole thing with other motors. For the brush down here, I'm pretty sure that will work. And for the shovel up here, these are slow-moving things. I think we're fine with these, but to move the whole beast, I'm curious if we can get it done with these steppers. I think I'm more or less done for today. It looks good. So let me just check with the boss, Odin. Where is he? So, the boss is busy. I still have to figure out my little gimbal camera to properly frame stuff. And we have a pretty wide angle. I'm not sure if I'm happy about this. I have to figure that out. But for sure is I have my stuff. So I can go home. How long? 41 minutes. Yeah, that's doable. So, thanks for watching and see you next time with more updates about the HorseShitBot.